Welcome to episode 405. And as we approach the end of summer and prepare to cross the threshold into autumn, I'll be exploring how the doshas of Vata, Pitta, and Kapha can accumulate imbalance over the summer months, and how this shows up in both body and mind, and why the transition of the season is a very important time to focus on your digestive health, boost immunity, and restore balance. So please stay tuned to learn more. Hi there, I'm your host Colette, and on this podcast I will be sharing the teachings of Ayurveda, yoga, and holistic health practices. Now, if you're new to Ayurveda, I recommend checking out the first couple of episodes where I do an introduction to Ayurveda and the mind-body types. Thanks for listening, and now here's a new episode. Welcome back to the Elements of Ayurveda podcast, and in this solo episode, I'm talking about the seasonal transition. As we enter the final few weeks of summer, with the autumnal equinox arriving on September 22nd, it's a potent moment to become more aware of our health and any subtle imbalances. Now, each dosha responds differently to the intensity of the summer season. And without a mindful transition, those subtle imbalances can carry over and intensify as the weather shifts and can manifest into physical and mental imbalances. So I'm going to start by taking a look at how summer accumulation shows up for each dosha type, starting with Vata types. And this is a case of when heat meets air and space elements. Summer's hot, sometimes humid, and intense qualities may seem to counterbalance Vata's cool and dry nature. But in reality, summer can be quite destabilizing for Vata types. This is especially true when routines become irregular, like meals eaten on the go, long travel days, erratic sleep, or overstimulation from social events. These lifestyle factors, combined with the inherent dryness of summer's heat, can further aggravate Vata's light, mobile, and rough qualities. And as we approach autumn, which is characterized by dry winds, falling temperatures, and increased movement in the environment, accumulated Vata can easily tip into imbalance. And this can manifest as digestive issues like irregular digestion, bloating, excessive gas, dry stools, and maybe constipation. Or there may be nervous system disruption like anxiety, insomnia, and nervous tension. There can also be mental and emotional symptoms like indecision, feeling scattered, and hypersensitivity. Subtle signs to watch out for are if you're experiencing dry or rough skin, like dry lips or dry scalp. If you're feeling restless, fidgeting, and just can't sit still for long periods. If you find that your mind is racing, indecisive, or you have difficulty completing tasks. And if you're experiencing sleep disturbances, particularly during the Vata time between 2 a.m. and 6 a.m., these are all subtle signs that the Vata dosha is not happy. And if these subtle signs are left unaddressed, these imbalances may become more pronounced as autumn intensifies. The key for Vata types is to restore grounding, lubrication, and warmth, especially through consistent routines of eating and sleeping, nourishing cooked foods with lots of good fats, and calming practices like the Abhyanga oil massage, gentle breath work, meditation, and mindfulness. All these practices will help to balance the Vata dosha. Now, when it comes to Pitta types, well, then it's a case of fire meets fire during the summer season because, of course, Pitta is dominant during the hot season, and the qualities, of course, are hot, sharp, and intense, which naturally amplifies Pitta's fiery qualities. Pitta types may feel energized and productive at the beginning of summer, but as the season progresses, they're more prone to overheating physically, mentally, and emotionally.
And this can be fueled by spicy, acidic, or fried foods, excess caffeine or alcohol, sun exposure, intense exercise or overworking, and competitive environments or just overstimulation from travel and lots of summer activities. By late summer, Pitta accumulation can show up in both body and mind. Physical symptoms like inflammatory skin issues, sunburn, rashes, redness, maybe acid reflux, heartburn, and loose stools. Mental and emotional signs could be irritability, impatience, perfectionism, intensity, frustration, and being quick to anger. Now, subtle signs to watch out for if you have a high Pitta constitution are red or bloodshot eyes, or maybe headaches around the eyes, a flushed face or feeling hot despite cooler weather, heated emotions, feeling very reactive, overly competitive or judgmental, and you may have difficulty falling asleep due to intense mental activity, particularly during the Pitta time of 10 p.m. to 2 a.m. And as we move towards autumn, accumulated heat can dry out and provoke the Vata dosha as well, resulting in what's often a Pitta-Vata hybrid imbalance. And that could look like fiery emotions paired with nervous energy, mental burnout, and scattered focus. And so it's really important to focus on cooling, hydrating, and moderating practices, favoring the sweet, bitter, and astringent tastes, staying out of the hot sun, practicing moderation in work, in your exercise and life in general, and focusing on a work-life balance, making more time for fun. And implementing these practices will really help to keep Pitta cool, calm, and healthy during this transition of the seasons. Now, for Kapha types, it's a case of sweetness with a hidden cost. Kapha's heavy, slow, and moist qualities are somewhat pacified by summer's heat and dryness, which makes summer a relatively light and energizing time for Kapha types, at least on the surface. However, this is also a season where indulgence tends to sneak in. So there may be desserts like ice cream, more cold drinks, afternoon naps in the heat of the day, comfort foods at summer gatherings like barbecues and picnics, and reduced motivation due to the intense heat. So there's less of a desire to exercise. While these habits may feel pleasurable in the moment, they often accumulate silently. And when the weather begins to cool and dampness returns in autumn, these indulgences can convert into sluggish digestion, water retention, mucus buildup, weight gain, and perhaps a mental dullness or emotional heaviness. And the subtle signs to watch out for here are slow digestion and maybe heaviness after eating, brain fog, grogginess in the morning or inertia, a sense of emotional heaviness or just feeling down. And there may be puffiness in the face, around the ankles, and maybe stiffness in the limbs. Kapha types benefit most from having a diet with light and warm foods with digestive spices and a stimulating lifestyle like rising early and regular movement in the morning. As autumn arrives, continuing this momentum is key to preventing accumulation from settling deeper into the tissues and the channels of the body. Now, while I just broke down each dosha type, it's important for us to remember that we are mostly tridoshic. We each carry a unique ratio of Vata, Pitta, and Kapha that make up our constitution, our prakriti. And therefore, we may experience imbalances, vikriti, from 2 or even all 3 doshas, depending on our lifestyle, environment, and stress levels. That's why understanding your own patterns of seasonal accumulation is so powerful. When you recognize how imbalance builds, you can intervene early with simple, natural strategies that will bring you back into balance. This is the awareness that Ayurveda brings into our lives, educating and empowering us to focus on prevention, not reaction. So take a moment now to reflect, which dosha tendencies have you noticed showing up in yourself this summer? Now, in addition to doshic imbalance, there's also the matter of ama, the toxins in the body, undigested residue that can accumulate when our digestive fire, our Agni, is not functioning optimally. Seasonal transition often disrupts our digestive fire, and this can lead to physical and mental ama. So some questions to ask yourself are, is your digestion sluggish or inconsistent? Do you feel heavy, dull, or unmotivated? Are you experiencing skin issues like breakouts, dryness, or irritation? Are you feeling foggy, reactive, anxious, or emotionally off balance? And are there old patterns or cravings creeping back in? These are some signs of ama or toxins in the body. And it's not just physical. It can be emotional and energetic as well. Now, if you're curious about your current ama levels, I have created a simple quiz to help you assess, and you'll find it on the homepage of my website, elementshealingandwellbeing.com. Just scroll down until you see the quiz titled, Do I have an accumulation of ama or toxins in my body? Very straightforward title there, and it's just a short quiz to help you assess if you have an ama accumulation. So I mentioned there about emotional ama or emotional residue. We often think of ama as undigested food or toxins, but Ayurveda also recognizes mental or emotional toxins that accumulate in manovahashrotas or the channels of the mind. Summer, which is governed by the Pitta dosha, can leave us emotionally overheated and mentally scattered. The pace, the pressure, the long days, the extra activity can feel expansive, but they're often depleting beneath the surface. By late summer, you may notice that you're feeling depleted. You may have those heated emotions of irritability or impatience. There could be burnout masked as productivity, and you might be feeling restless in the mind or a lack of focus. And so it's a good time to reflect on what thoughts, habits, or emotions are ready to be digested and released before autumn arrives. In episode 401, titled Summer as a Time of Sadhana, I talked about reducing outward productivity during the hot summer months and to focus on cultivating the inner fire of tapas, tejas, and dharma. And now as we move into autumn, it's time to harvest all that inner work. But harvesting requires clarity. And clarity requires us to be in balance, making sure that there's no accumulation of doshas or ama, that we're feeling light, clear, and energetic. And this is why seasonal cleansing is recommended in Ayurveda. Autumn is a time when Vata rises and the environment becomes drier, cooler, and more mobile with that wind increasing. If we carry accumulations of ama and doshas into this season, we set ourselves up for weakened immunity, poor focus, and lower energy. And the answer to this is cleansing during the transition of the season to help your body navigate the weeks of fluctuating weather by supporting your digestive fire, eliminating any accumulation of the doshas and toxins, and implementing a daily rhythm that helps you align with the circadian rhythm, self-care practices to promote cleansing and restful sleep, along with mindfulness practices to calm the nervous system. And this is the time of year that I offer my discounted group digestive reset cleanse. It's starting October 3rd. And even though this is a group cleanse, it's tailored to you because it comes with a 90-minute online consultation with me. So I can give you an individualized program in regards diet, lifestyle, self-care, mindfulness practices that's tailored to you and your lifestyle. There's also coaching webinars, and these are pre-recorded. Sometimes people worry that they have to show up for some live webinars. There's no live components to this cleanse. They're pre-recorded, so you can just watch them in your own time. There's dosha-specific recipes and meal plans. There's yoga and meditation videos tailored to your dosha, pranayama tutorials or breathing practices, and of course, the supportive community where you get to connect and share with others on the cleanse. And this group environment is really great for accountability. This cleanse will help you to reset after the summer season and help you to prepare your body and mind for the active, creative energy of autumn. If this resonates with you, I'd love to support you. So check out all the details in the show notes or visit my website, elementshealingandwellbeing.com. And for the upcoming October 3rd group cleanse, you'll find all those details under events. And if that date doesn't work for you, you can choose a private cleanse. It's the same structure. You just get to choose your own dates and you have me one-to-one for support. And the private cleanse details you'll find under the programs page. As a listener, I know you are passionate about Ayurveda, and it's because this ancient wisdom is so logical. It connects us to nature and really connects to our true nature. And this wisdom has stood the test of time for thousands of years. And it's really wonderful to see how modern science continues to affirm this ancient holistic wisdom. When you look at circadian biology, which confirms the importance of syncing digestion and sleep cycles with light and seasonal rhythms. The gut-brain connection reveals how digestion affects mood, focus, immune health, echoing Ayurveda's emphasis on Agni, our digestive fire, which is the root of health. And microbiome research, which shows that seasonal diversity in food and routine supports resilience and immunity. And all of this is embedded in Ayurveda's wisdom of Ritucharya, the seasonal lifestyle guidance offered by Ayurveda. If you'd like a refresher on those principles, check out episode 122 titled Ayurvedic Ritucharya, Guidelines for the Seasons, where I discuss this in detail. The reason Ayurveda focuses so much attention on seasonal transitions is because they're a great time of change in the weather, in our lives, especially as we return to school and work rhythms. And this is a time when so many people fall out of balance. There can be sickness in the schools, in the workplace, and this can affect the whole household. That makes it more important to make intentional choices during these transition of the seasons. So whether or not you join the upcoming Digestive Reset Cleanse, I hope this episode encourages you to pay attention to those subtle signs of imbalance. Honor your body's messages, support your digestion and immunity, and create rhythm and ritual for you and your family as we transition into this next season. And if you want support and an approach tailored to you to take the guesswork out of all this, then check out my online services. I offer online consultations, which are focused on healing, education, and empowerment. I have my Daily Habits for a Holistic Health program that's ideal if you like to study by yourself. This is a 28-day self-paced program with the objective to help you live in tune with the circadian rhythm and educates you on how to become your own healer. Of course, I have my Digestive Reset Cleanse, which I already talked about, the group cleanse starting October 3rd, and the private cleanse is available where you get to choose your own dates. And I combine all my online services in one holistic program called the Reset, Restore, Renew program. I know that's a lot of information, but I do have a comparison chart on my website where you can see what you get with each service and you can decide what's best for you. And if you still have questions, then take advantage of my free 15-minute online services inquiry call. We can hop on a call and I can answer all of your questions. So thank you so much for tuning in. And if you think this episode will be helpful to family or friends, please share it with them so we can share this Ayurvedic wisdom about the transition of the seasons, bringing awareness to those subtle signs of imbalance. And if you haven't already subscribed or followed the podcast, please do so the new weekly episodes will automatically download for you. And please come join me on social media. On Instagram, it's Elements of Ayurveda Podcast. And on Facebook, it's Elements Healing and Wellbeing. And until next time, take good care of yourself, be well, and bye for now. Slán go fóill.